Well, hey everyone. You know, the one thing that surprises me the most about my YouTube channel is out of all of the off-grid living topics that I share with you all, the one thing that gets requested the most is cooking videos. That surprises me because there's a lot of really good cooking channels out there. Channels that will give you specific step-by-step instructions that are in tune with your living style, okay, your lifestyle. Here at the camp, we give more of a relaxed approach because, for one thing, our cooking appliances are quite a bit different than what you have. So our cooking times and temperatures will vary a lot from my house to yours. We do our cooking with a wood-burning oven, this antique gas oven that burns hot and crazy most of the time, or the cooking is done in a little tin box oven that's placed on a gas burner, whether it's inside the cabin or out on the extra burner of the gas grill, and done so with some pretty remarkable results. And I'll put a link down below to the oven that we use. So today I want to talk a little bit about prime rib. All right, well, more so prime rib seasoning. Now when you go to a restaurant and you get a prime rib, it's outstanding, isn't it? The flavors of that thing, they're incredible. Well, you can achieve those flavors a lot easier than you think. Most restaurants will use salt and pepper, rosemary and garlic. Some will add a few more spices, maybe paprika, maybe they might add some thyme, maybe a different seasoning here or there. I worked at a restaurant one time that would take their seasonings. They used salt and pepper, rosemary, garlic, and a seasoned salt. They would mix it in with butter and then cover the entire prime rib with butter. I don't use butter. And I don't dry rub the seasoning on and bake it because I find that the seasoning doesn't permeate the meat as well. Sometimes the seasoning will burn a little bit. It alters the flavor. We'll take the seasonings, and what we're using here is just salt and pepper, rosemary, and garlic. I'm going to mix it in with olive oil, just some mild olive oil, one that's used for cooking and baking, not seasoning. Okay? Just mix it up. I'm going to cover the meat. Throw it in the oven. So what is the difference between a nice cut of prime rib or a Delmonico steak? Really? Not much different at all. The difference is how it's seasoned and how it's cooked. Because a Delmonico steak is basically one slice off of a prime rib. Some people call it Delmonico, some people call it a ribeye. It's basically the same thing. Okay? You get a nice ribeye, season it up the way you want, put it on the grill, grill it up the way you want. You get the flavor you want. A prime rib, it's basically, if you got one that's 3 or 4 ribs, it's 3 or 4 ribeye steaks that just haven't been cut apart yet. It's seasoned up differently and it's baked in the oven rather than grilled out on the coals. About a month ago, we went to the grocery store, got a prime rib, about that thick, just 2 ribs, seasoned it up with the seasonings I'm going to show you, put it in a wood-fired oven, cooked it for a little while, came out fantastic. Nice and pink in the middle, tender and juicy.
That looks like my kind of beef.
I see. We did the same thing with a pork roast recently. Seasoned it up with the same prime rib seasoning that I'm going to share with you. Coated it up nice, put it in the wood-fired oven. It might have been around 375 or so. Baked it for a while till it looked the way we wanted to. Pulled it out. That was outstanding. Tender and juicy, just fantastic. Little garlic, rosemary, salt and pepper. Wow. It's going to be delicious. But tonight, I'm just taking this package of country-style spare ribs. Okay? I'm going to season them up the same as I do with the prime rib and the pork roast. Same deal. Season them up. I'll put them in the oven and cook them until they're nice and golden brown. Very simple to do. Same flavor as the pork roast. Let me share it with you. So this is 3 1/4 pounds of country style spare ribs. I'm going to take about 3/4 of a tablespoon of rosemary. I don't have any crushed rosemary here, so I'm just going to crush this up. You find the flavor permeates the meat much better, and the texture is much better as well. Put in about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. Nice dollop of minced garlic. I'm just going to squirt in enough olive oil just to make like a paste consistency here. We don't add much salt to this mixture. Prefer to add the salt as needed on my plate. Oh yeah, that's about the consistency that I'm looking for. Nothing fancy going on here, but it certainly tastes awesome. I'm just going to coat up the meat with the seasoning mixture, rub it all in, get some in between the ribs there. Alrighty, and into the oven they go. The Kitchen Queen's burning at about 350 right now. I'm going to throw those in there, cook them for an hour or so. Basically until we look in and they look the way that we want them to. Nice and golden brown on the outside. Going to be outstanding. Look at that. That is tasty. When we were approaching the first winter up here last year, tried to cover the bases the best we could. We got tire chains on the Ranger for when the trail was all packed down and got icy. Got the snowmobile for when the snow was down and too much snow for the Ranger. But then the snow got too deep for a while and we kind of hanging in limbo till other snowmobiles packed the trail down. So we decided to invest in the tracks. And of course, as soon as you buy the tracks, we don't get any snow. This is the first snow since I bought the tracks. Then you saw all the icy road and everyone's saying, you ought to put chains on the Ranger. They're all telling me you got to put tracks on the Ranger. Now it's chains on the Ranger. So, lots of folks were asking, why don't you just put tire chains on your Jeep? Well, I'm not going to put tire chains on the daily driver. Drive down the mountain, take all the time to take them off. Screw that. So I've been looking for another older Jeep. Picked this one up. It's an 01. Got a lift kit. Some good tires on it. I'm going to put chains on this. This will get us up and down the mountain. So we're covering the bases one at a time. Yeah. This is really iced up, man. We got an ice storm and then we got about 6 inches of snow. It's life on the mountain. Well, we're going to take the Jeep down the mountain a few times, pack the road down. Because there's not that much snow and there's some ice underneath it, but I think it's going to be all right. I'd like to keep getting the red Jeep as close to the cabin as possible for as long as possible. So I'm going to pack the road down with this here and see how it goes, man. It's kind of like the Jeep's maiden voyage, you know. I bought it and I brought it up here and I haven't moved it since. Got the kids with us. Yep, so down the mountain we go, man. It's kind of like a glacier beneath us right now. There's about 6-7 inches of snow, and then it's kind of like a glacier beneath it. In fact, I'm sliding a little bit right now. But we'll see how it goes. I got the chainsaw with us, got a shovel with us. It's actually more snow than I thought. Low-hanging tree there. Kind of pretty though. Back up the mountain. So far so good down there on the lower part. Went well, but this is all glacier stuff under the snow here, so we'll see. Sliding around a little bit, but it's climbing. Not too bad. Piece of cake.
No problem.
Yeah. Honey, we're home.
Go home, kids.
Okay, so there's a better look at the Jeep now that the snow has melted off of it. It's in really good shape for its age. It's got high miles, but that's okay because I don't plan on driving it long distance. That's not what I bought it for. It's got a lot of clearance, which will fit our lifestyle really well. It's got BF Goodrich all-terrains. Those are 31-inch tires in near new condition, and we got 5 of them. So we have a full-size spare. But can you picture that thing with V-bar chains all the way around? It's going to be unstoppable. And that's exactly what we need up here on the mountain. And it's even my favorite color. I love it. Well, good morning, everyone. It's good to be back. Took a little time off there from making videos, some much needed time away. Had a lot of things that I had to take care of, and like for instance, I'm working on my taxes now, which is always a daunting task with all the years worth of receipts that I have to go through and organize. Yeah, but we're making headway. Now, it's a new year. You may or may not see some changes in my uploads. Since I've been doing these weekly vlogs, my videos have grown from like 10 and 12 minute videos to 20 to 24 minute videos, which is fine. But I have to sit down at the library while the upload's taking place, and you're getting the videos one day a week, and I may try to split these up into shorter videos and do some shorter ones that I can just bang out a quick trip to town, and then maybe a longer one from time to time. I don't know, just going to roll with the changes and do it the best that I can to fit my schedule. Okay? So if you see some shorter videos or ones popping out on a Wednesday or a Thursday, that is why. Okay, let's get to the questions. I only have a few questions here. Then I got a question for you guys. How much snow have you gotten up there so far this year? Well, this year, this winter. Right now in the woods is probably a foot and a half of total accumulation that's settled quite a few times. And you can pretty much walk on top of it, except for this new powder that we just got. According to the town ledger, we have gotten 4.5 feet of total accumulation this winter. Yeah, but we lost a lot of it through those warm spells. All right. Have I made a video on how to build a composting toilet? I know in one of the videos a few years ago, I said I was going to do a how-to on that. I never got to it. I did build a second toilet, the one for up here, but I needed it in a hurry, and I didn't take the time to film everything. When you gotta go, you gotta go. But to get you through, all right, a while back, several years ago actually, I bought a plastic portable toilet, okay, called a luggable loo or something like that. I'll put the link down below. You can use that as a composting toilet or as a porta potty or whatever. It's just a 5-gallon pail with a tight-fitting lid, and the lid's got a toilet seat on it. They're not much money. Use that as a composting toilet. You can even just put a little fabric around it, and you got a cool composting toilet. You know, if you're handy with the sewing, just put some fabric around that bucket. And there you go. All right? Put a link down in the description below. How often do you go to town? Well, because I have to go to town to upload videos, we go at least once a week. Mama likes to get out more than I do, so I'd have to say on average we leave the mountain twice a week. If it was myself and I didn't have to upload videos, I'd probably head down the mountain once a month. Yeah. I'm not the type of person who's got to run to town every day, and I like it. I like just staying up here. Yeah. Nice and peaceful, solitude. It's just wonderful up here. Okay. One more question about videos. Am I going to do any more mouse videos? Yes, I am. The mice are moving back in. The trap has been catching them. I'm getting some pretty cool footage. But these mouse videos are time consuming. So I'm collecting the footage, thinking up the dialogue, and then you got to fit the dialogue and everything with the music and all of that, and that's what makes them fun. So I'll have another mouse video for you in the near future. Now, I have a question for you guys. Now, I get an awful lot of really awesome presents from my subscribers. I just love you guys. But just recently, I got this book, Jeep Cherokee, Alone in the Wilderness. It's a photo album, all right? I'll put a link down below to this too so you can see what I'm talking about. It came in the mail, no note. I have no idea who ordered this for me, but I want to thank you so much. This is one of the nicest presents that I have gotten so far. I absolutely love it. I sit down on the couch, border collie by my side, cup of coffee, glass of wine. I peek through it. Just makes me all dreamy. I love it. Thank you so much. And please let me know who you are so I can thank you personally. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So, that is it for now, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All the best to you, and God bless.
Frankie and the boss out walking in the woods, living life happy and free. Tracks in the snow everywhere they go. There's a pokey way up in that tree. A beaver built a pond where they have some fun, taking life a day at a time. Best friends until the end. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss. Frankie and the boss.